back to your on-campus interviews. I'm your host, Cass Venner. I'm here with Michael Jennings, Assistant Professor of the Criminal Justice Program here on campus. So I'm just going to ask a couple questions about what he does here on campus and what he's all about. So tell us about yourself and a little bit about your educational background.
Sure. I'm originally from a small town in Washington State called Bainbridge Island. And after I finished high school, I joined the Navy and served out in Southern California mostly. I ended up finishing my undergrad education at Eastern Washington University outside of Spokane. And then during that time, I met my lovely wife, who was from Arkansas, and when I finished school, I moved down there and lived there for about 25 years, give or take. And then during that time, I earned a master's degree in business, and then about 2 years ago, started a journey for a PhD in criminal justice. So I'm working on my finishing up my dissertation.
Very good. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, so I guess leading up to my next question, like what made you decide to go into teaching criminal justice classes?
So I went to a small junior college in Western Washington, and this was after I decided I wanted to go into some criminal justice field as a professional. And I had a instructor there that taught the criminal justice classes. His name was Bob Fernandez. He was a great mentor of mine. And shortly after getting to know him, I decided that after I retired, or my criminal justice profession ran its course, I wanted to grow up and be like him, so to speak, and teach college. So I actually wanted to teach college years before I became a criminal justice professional.
Very nice. Yeah, so what courses do you teach here at DSU?
So I teach all of the criminal justice classes. This term I have victimology, I have policing, and a corrections course online. And then I also teach the introductory sociology courses, because they tie in very nicely with criminal justice.
For sure. Which one's your favorite one to teach?
That's a good question.
Just tough one.
I mean, each one of the courses has its own strengths. I really do like the. I don't want to commit to saying I have a favorite course.
Yeah.
But I would say that I really enjoy teaching the Intro to Sociology course right now, just because you get to cover a broad spectrum of topics, and that I like to think that I can get them excited. So first and second year students, get them excited for criminal justice. Maybe they would choose that as a major.
I got you. That's what it's all about. Yes. So what are the different opportunities that are offered for criminal justice students?
So, and we mean I, because I'm the only criminal justice full-time instructor. And right now there aren't any part-timers, but I'm diligently working on that. So we have an upcoming catalog changes for starting in the fall, and so I've been working diligently on revamping the criminal justice program in order to into what I think would not only serve the students better, but also the criminal justice community and kind of their expectations of what a criminal justice graduate should be like, or should know. And so we have, and I'm circling back to your question, I promise.
No, you're fine.
So And we have, in the criminal justice field, there's three parts essentially. There's the policing, there's the courts, and then there's also collections. So it has a wide array of career opportunities. And so if you, and so the new catalog is going to feature all of those components in addition to criminal law and some juvenile justice courses, also a global perspective in where the students get to study criminal justice systems in other countries and other parts of the world. So when, say if somebody wanted to go into policing, there's several electives that would match up very well to what they wanted to do. If they wanted to go, say, later on into law school, there's required courses and also electives that would kind of be able to cater themselves to that career field. And same thing if you wanted to go into corrections or juvenile justice or probation and parole, there's also those opportunities.
Totally. Seems like there's a lot going on.
There is.
So yeah, how is the community involved with the criminal justice program and the courses we have here on campus?
Great question. So I've reached out to the Dickinson Police, working very closely with them in their internship programs, and just keeping up relations. Also, we had a guest speaker from the North Dakota Highway Patrol that he is essentially a recruiter, so we have made contacts with them. Also, I've been talking with the elected district attorney for Stark County, and so she's excited about the new opportunities and has expressed interest to teaching some in the criminal justice classes.
It's fantastic. It's pretty cool how you're able to connect the community on campus.
Sure. And that's just the local community.
Yeah.
And I have extensive relationships with people that were my criminal justice instructors, like criminal psychologists that have been guest speakers in my classes, that different attorneys, law enforcement. So I'm very excited.
Very good. Very good. My final question is, what advice do you give to students that graduate and go out into the criminal justice system?
So, and that's another great question. And there, in every town in America, every county, every state, there is some type of criminal justice profession that somebody can go into. And my advice would be, pick something you think, say if you wanted to go into law enforcement, whether it's local city law enforcement or county or state or even at the federal level. There's lots of opportunities, but you want to pick something that, you want to pick an agency that is a good company. And you can find out all that information very quickly. Is this an organization that has a lot of citizen complaints, or is this something that has a lot of opportunities and for professional growth and kind of will take care of you, so to speak?
Gotcha.
That's my biggest piece of advice.
Appreciate that. It's good stuff. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and that's all we have for the on-campus interviews. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Dallis Mitchell, yet again your in-studio host today. Here with us today I have Kierra Schneider, the DSU Heritage Foundation's alumni and events coordinator, and a DSU alum herself. So Kierra, we have you on today to kind of talk about something exciting coming up. For the fans who need a little bit of a refresher, can you kind of explain what Give Day is and the importance behind it?
Yeah, absolutely. So Give Day is a campaign where we have 24 hours to raise $100,000 for student scholarships. This began in 2021. We had a goal to raise $20,000 in 24 hours. So the 24-hour will stay the same, but $20,000 in 24 hours. And I believe our end number that we hit in 2021 was right about that 50,000 mark. So it was huge just to realize the impact that one day can have on the community and how invested the community is in Dickinson State and the students at Dickinson State. So we continued the campaign, and I say we as in me and Myron Moore. Myron Moore was our Give Day coordinator, so he's the one that really took charge of this idea and headed it and ran with it and made it what it is. In 2022, we had a goal to raise $75,000 in 24 hours. So this was a little nerve-wracking because going from 20,000 to 75,000, it was an intense jump. I felt it was anyway. And again, it was incredible just to see how many people were willing to step up and make a gift that day to impact people's lives and just to help us reach our goal. We ended up with about $77,000 in that 24 hours, which, I mean, raising even that 20,000 and above was beyond anything I had imagined. To get to that 77 was just, I was speechless. This year, our goal, as I just said, is to raise $100,000 in 24 hours. So it is our biggest goal to date. Give Day is November 14th, and that money that is donated that day does go to student scholarships. So it's a huge campaign that we run, and we're so excited to be surrounded by the people we have in Dickinson that are willing to step up, not even Dickinson, but just surrounding areas. And this year we have a 50-state challenge, as we did last year, but we had one person from every of the 50 states make a donation last year as a challenge, and this year we would like 2 people from every state. So definitely stepping up in a lot of ways, trying to get people involved, trying to get people to remember Dickinson State in the way that it is, and which is amazing. So.
And I mean, you can just tell how much support this university has.
Yeah.
I mean, in 2 years, you raising your goal $80,000. Like, that's a huge accomplishment, and just to know like the goals that you guys have set like are getting accomplished, you know, because there are people here in other states and stuff, you know, willing to support and back up the students here at DSU. So it is super exciting. Like you had kind of said, Myron Moore was the lead ambassador for Give Day. He kind of got this thing rolling. How has the transition been with you kind of taking over everything and running with it?
It's a really good question. It's been definitely one word I would use is exciting. I never imagined that I would be in the position that Myron was in, but was so thankful to be offered it. Myron, he's on a whole nother level. He does things so well. He's so personable and genuine, and he works so hard. He's been a phenomenal mentor to me just through the last several months in preparation for Give Day. He's helped me with videos, with contacting people when I'm like, Myron, I don't know the feeling of this or what to do here. He's been really great at giving that advice and just being a mentor in general. It's definitely going to be a little bit different this year. Not so much being the assistant in the situation, but more having people assist.
Come to you and stuff, yeah.
Exactly. So that'll be a little bit of a transition, but I'm not nervous because I feel that I've been prepared well with Ty as my boss, and just the way our office runs and how willing everybody is to step up and help. I feel like it's going to be a smooth transition, but nobody could ever compare to Myron.
No, right. He is one of a kind in the best way possible. I know you had kind of said one of the goals. Do you guys have any other Give Day goals this year?
Yeah, we do actually. So rather than goals, we have challenges going on throughout the day. We have our 3-man challenges. We have our 50-state challenge, as we just talked about. So having 2 people from every single state make a donation. We're hoping for $50 or more. Another challenge that we have going on is our Young Alumni Challenge. Our Young Alumni Challenge challenges alumni from the last 10 years to make their gift that day. So their gift would depend on what year they graduated. So I graduated in 2022, so my gift would be $20.22. So our goal is to have one person from every year of the last 10 to make their donation, just to help in that way. And one of our goals is just to keep people connected with Dickinson State University, and this is one way we feel that we can do that. And then our last goal is our this ain't my first rodeo goal. I love saying that, but this ain't my first rodeo is surrounded around DSU rodeo and the generations and just legacy with that. So our challenge is to have all alumni who have been through the DSU rodeo program to make their gift that day. And it's actually really cool because we have our breakfast drive and our lunch drive. Our breakfast drive goes from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and that's at the DSU Heritage Foundation. If people come by, they can drop off their gift. They pick up a donut, they can pick up cider, hot chocolate, and receive those things when they drop off their gift, and then obviously get to meet several students who are there helping us out today. I'm sure you'll be one of them. So it's a great time in that way. But yeah, then we have our lunch drive as well. Our lunch drive goes from 11, I believe, till 1 o'clock, and we have Papa John's Papa John's, who are sponsors for that, and people can come by again and drop off their gift and receive a piece of pizza, hot chocolate, cider, because typically it's a little bit colder. But if people are not local, then we'll ask them to do their donation over the phone. They can do it online. They go to dsuheritagefoundation.org/DSU Give Day. Yeah.
Just so we can remind the fans again, because a reminder is always a good thing, what day is Give Day?
Give Day is November 14th, 2023, which is a Tuesday.
And can students at DSU donate themselves?
We would love, love, love that. We actually have a special thing just for our DSU students. Obviously, the entire day is about our Dickinson State University students, supporting them and showing them the place that they go to school. DSU is a wonderful place. But that day, if students come by the foundation, they don't have to make a gift. But even if they just show up and say hi, they can greet a couple people who are maybe coming through, pop in, grab a hot cocoa or something like that. Their name will actually go onto a drawing for them to win a $500 scholarship. And we have 3 of those scholarships. So 3 lucky students that pop by the foundation that day will go ahead and they'll receive that. But if students decide to donate while they're there, that would just be amazing. It'd mean the world.
Yeah, so make sure you guys come to the DSU Heritage Foundation Tuesday, November 14th from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Or whenever you guys want.
Yep.
And make sure you check out Give Day. Kierra, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Hawk Talk segment, a minute with Easton, where you give President Easton 60 seconds to answer a question. So it's known that you are actually an attorney, and you're actually listed on the ND Supreme Court as a practicing attorney.
Yes.
So would you be willing to kind of share some of your experience as an attorney, and also what led you to becoming a president here?
Oh, that's 2 questions. You only allowed 1 question per minute. So I went to undergrad here. I went to law school at Stanford and practiced law for about 2 decades. Still technically authorized to practice. My last case was my last full trial was about 4 or 5 years ago in Mott.
Wow.
Pretty close to Dickinson. Tried a lot of cases and very much enjoyed trial work. It was always kind of what I wanted to do, and we've used up the minute. So how did you get here? It's going to have to be saved for another week.
Awesome. Thank you so much, President Easton.
What's up, everybody? My name is Xander, and I'm here with this week's DSU Weekly Recap. Our cross-country team finished up their season last week with their conference meet in Wisconsin. Last week, both basketball teams were in Dillon, Montana to play in the Montana Western Classic. For football, the Hawks played their last home game hosting their in-state rival Valley City and will now be on the road to finish the regular season against the lesser DSU. Volleyball, last week the ladies had one heck of a road trip playing against Viterbo and Waldorf. Lastly, I want to give a huge shout out to our spectators and supporters for keeping Hawk Talk going. And as always, Hawks are up.